Well, hi there, it's Brooke, and today I have some dough bowls for you. I have grabbed 5 of my dough bowls, the ones that I consider like are a dough bowl. The only one that might be a little different is my Kirkland's one because it does have like feet on it or whatever. So I'm gonna kind of decorate it for maybe a little wintry or everyday, and then how you could kind of take out a few pieces and transition it into spring was kind of my thought. So we got everyday bowls, maybe a little winter, and maybe a little spring. So I'm excited to get to these. I haven't really like pre-done them. I just have ideas in my head, so we will see how it goes. So let's get to dough bowling. So we are going to start with my black dough bowl. This one is at Kirkland's and it's a little spendy, so I suggest wait until they have some sort of sale on it or they have a nice coupon to use. But I decided just to keep it like I did for Christmas with the candles in here. So I'm gonna set up my candles. I just staggered them along in here, and I thought that the short ones were a little short, so since I will more than likely be adding, you know, filler into the bowl, I just stuck these little wood slices underneath. You could use the actual like wood slices and then they wouldn't show up as much because they would be a circle or whatever, you know what I mean? And these are just candles from Walmart. I think mainly is where they're all from, but I like the ones that are like really white. Some of them you get, they have like a yellow tinge. So I thought for like more of a wintry kind of theme you could do in here, or even fall time, anytime really, or just add a bunch of different pine cones. So these are just all kinds of pine cones that I have collected from outside that have come in like filler pieces. I know I have some smaller ones in here. So I have a variety of shapes and sizes. I do have some like light green pine cones. You could totally use colored ones. I have this weird one on this bunch. So I'm just gonna cut these off this plastic stick. I think I got these from like the thrift store with a bunch of berries and stuff. So then that gives me a few more little ones to kind of fill in around here. So a few more small ones to fill in, but you kind of understand the theme I'm going for, and just really simple. All I did was put red ornaments in it for Christmas. So now, like, let's say, you know, it's rolling around to spring here, getting nicer out. We had like a blizzard warning the other day. Now it's up to 30 today and melting again. So you can leave these in here if you wanted to add some moss stones like from the Dollar Tree, or just some greenery balls, but I think I want to take them out and add just greenery. There are tons of vase fillers like this at Target. I have some really pretty ones. These are just some green orbs, greenery ones. It doesn't say what kind of greenery or anything like that. So that didn't quite fill her up. I also have these little moss stones from the Dollar Tree, and I have, I think, a couple bags. So let's just fill in the spots. You could easily just use 2 of those filler pieces if you wanted. But I don't have, or 2 boxes. I don't have that. I have moss stones. So that is what we're going to use. So I definitely like this look. You could do this with any sized bowl, just put some candles in it and then add whatever around it for all the seasons. Eggs for Easter here, or carrots, or bowl. Summertime you could add in like these greenery balls again, or like some wood flowers. I've seen that. 4th of July, red stars and blue stars you could scatter around there with maybe some pine cones or even just some greenery. I have like a Valentine filler that I put in here that I really like. Fall, obviously you could do pumpkins, pine cones again, Christmas ornaments. So this is something that, you know, you can just have out like this. I think the candles are just kind of a timeless classic piece that can just be out year round. So this is my new Threshold Studio McGee long wood bowl. So what I had in it for like kind of winter time, I showed you in my decor haul video, but I thought for something a little different, here are my green and white pine cones. I figured you could just fill the bowl with all these pine cones and you wouldn't have to use the candles. If you didn't have any candles, I used brown pine cones. I just wanted to show you something a little different. So there is the bowl with just green pine cones. And so what I was thinking to transition it into spring is you could leave some pine cones, you could take out all the pine cones. Let's take out the pine cones for now. Now I have these kind of moss balls from Kirkland's, or I have these balls. I want to say are from Target, and I know Hobby Lobby kind of has some. So let's use the more like, I don't know, the more mossy kind of ones. And they have strings around them that always fall off. I do have a board that fits in here, so I can easily get that and add a little height. See, what the heck is with that? Stay on there, Debbie. So I have a couple of picks here. Still think I need a little more height. I'm gonna go grab my piece of wood. So here's the piece of wood, and it's just from my signs I made. We're just gonna stick that down there in the bottom. And this is where I said you could keep some of these pine cones in here if you wanted. Kind of a big one. Or if you're just kind of sick of your pine cones, I thought adding a bird's nest or two would be kind of fun. So these are just from Hobby Lobby over in like the pick section, and so are the eggs. Maybe you want it a little more symmetrical, I don't know. I don't like the symmetricalness of it, you know how I am. But I do think it's really cute and totally nice, but I went and grabbed my little wood bird. This is just from Hobby Lobby too. The greenery are from just a little shop in town here. So let's add the bird. I still like the greenery opposite each other. I have a mess. And then the nest on one side. So this one I pretty much completely redecorated for spring. I mean, you could easily add like those moss stones in with your green pine cones or something like that too, if you didn't want to completely redecorate it because you're waiting for Easter or something. But I really like how this turned out. It's super cute. I might go put it on my shelf just like this and wait for Easter to come. And this would work for Easter too, like if you don't want not a big Easter rabbit, you know, and carrots. This would be just a simple spring Easter tray. So this is also from Kirkland's Natural Wood Tray, Natural Wood Skinny. So they just call it a skinny tray. I decorate it like a dough bowl. I usually have this on my mantle is where this fits nice, and I really like the look of it. So for this one I wanted to use some houses, and to give them a little more height I just grabbed my piece of wood. We had an extra from our play set once upon a time. And I grabbed my 2 houses from the Bullseye's Playground in fall forever ago, and then my 2 new houses from the Spritz line at Christmas this year. So I thought 4 fit in there nice. Usually like they say third, like decorate in 3s, but then I only had 2 each of the same house, and I didn't want to just put 1 in, so I just used 4. I was like, I should have bought a 3rd one because I think they had a 3rd one like this, and then that would have been perfect, but this is what I got, so that's what I'm working with. And then I just took one of the lamb's ear garlands from Hobby Lobby, You can get these in the wedding section and just in the regular garland section. I just kind of tucked it in here. So I thought this was perfect for just like winter time, and I love using lamb's ear for winter. It just looks like it's snow frost and everything. So then I thought, if you wanted to bring it into Valentine's, which I know we're past, or just zhuzh it up a little bit because you just think it needs some more, I grabbed my black and white checked hearts and just kind of shoved them around in here, kind of pushed them down. You know, in places that it looked good and symmetric, kind of. That's kind of if you just wanted to add little hearts for Valentine's Day, or if you just wanted to add a little more color to it. And then I thought if you wanted to keep the lamb's ear, because it's just like that perfect like muted green for spring, you could pop out the hearts and you could really grab any color flowers. I decided to grab my peach colored ones, and I have two kinds. So I have like the little bud bunch, and then I have these two. These are all from Hobby Lobby in the pick section. So just find spots that you think need a little color, need a little flower, or even like if it's like a bare spot. I think we'll just do 5. I do have an extra one. So there is just an easy transition into spring. You can easily take these out and put in carrots or eggs. You could use red hearts for the 4th of July. So like you could just kind of keep it with the houses and the lamb's ear year round, just kind of like the candles, and just switch out your accent pieces if that's all you want to do and you don't want to have a lot of decor at your house. And I know they have like red flowers and navy blue and hot pink and just tons of different flowers if you just wanted to keep it florally all year round. Easily add pine cones to this. Next one is this small dough bowl. This is just from the regular decor section at Hobby Lobby, and I keep this downstairs on my cedar chest. And I'm just going to show you my favorite way to style it. So I usually just grab a book, any color. If it is like for Valentine's, I used a red book. I've used green or yellow for summertime. Like when I did lemons, I used a yellow book. Sometimes I do other things on it, but this is pretty much my go-to, what I really like. And then I just take one of my willow tree figurines. This happens to be the one I'm using now. I recently broke one that I also used on here. For like neutral, everyday type decor, I will just grab some lamb's ear or some eucalyptus, kind of that have like flatter, what do I want to say, flatter leaves, you know, that kind of lay flat. And then I'll just have it sitting on my cedar chest like this. Just something simple, but you can change the color of the book and you can change the greenery. So then like now it's getting into spring and I maybe want to add little pops of color down there. Like Valentine's, I had red and pink tulips. Well, I have these other pink tulips from the Target dollar spot. I have 3. I don't know how many I want to use here. Maybe just 2. And you can just kind of slide them in that same spot. You could use any color flower to add a little more texture, or this or that. This is my favorite way to decorate this little mini bowl. This is my Decor Steels bowl. This is kind of what started it all, and this usually sits on my council table in my living room. So for winter here, I just had it filled with my big brown pine cones and then a bunch of the little green pine cones scattered in. So I could definitely like leave the brown pine cones, add some of those like greenery balls, or I could add the moss stones just to like bring it into spring. I also brought up some pictures up here with greenery in them. That's one of my favorite ways to use it. So let's see what I can create with that. So I did bring up my other piece of wood. This is just the picture from the fall section at Hobby Lobby, and this is just some greenery from the regular section. So if you wanted to keep it fairly neutral and just add in a little bit more dimension, you could just add in your picture and then throw in some pine cones around here. So that would be a pretty simple way just to kind of zhuzh it up. We think these moss stones would add a little texture and more greenery to it. That's why I put the pine cones in there at like winter time, and then I had to add those green ones because it just kind of blended so much here. That gives it a little flair. You could also easily just take this out. You could take out that board for sure. And then add in a few more moss stones to kind of fill up spaces. So there's that, keeps it really simple. I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna use those big green orbs from Kirkland's. So I have the big green orbs from Kirkland's. I've used these before in a bunch of lemons that I have from Kirkland's also. They are really in that bag. So if you really wanted to fill this up, you might need a couple more orbs, or if we just kind of want to keep it simple here. And then I thought maybe some of these baby's breath from Hobby Lobby might look fun here. Weird. I also have these ones that are cut a little shorter. They're just the like pink colored ones. Maybe we can get these to work a little better. And then if you wanted to add just a little bit more, if you don't think it's full enough, I have these black and white checked hearts. I don't think I like those. Do we think this is too simple, or do we think it's just like nice simple? I also have this greenery. I want to say this is from Walmart. Not 100% sure on that though. Maybe we just pop that into the ends. It spreads out really nice. I think it would be nice to have like a few more of these, maybe not another big one, but like just to sit around here. But I'm not hating this. So these come in blue, green, taupe, white, a darker brown, a darker green, a light green. So like any kind of color you wanted to use with your decor, you can totally find. And then I just cut them off. They're like big stem. I think each of those was 2 different stems. So you must get like 6 of these per, or 3, I don't know, 6, 3, I don't know, I can't count today. Let's be extra and put some pine cones in here. I'm trying to find my baby ones. I think I like it just like that. It's just simple. It brings in like this transitional time of year we're in. You could obviously use lamb's ear here if you wanted to mute it a little more. You could use wood balls here, or there's all sorts of these orbs you can find, but this is what I have, so this is what I do. Okay, there was my 5 dough bowls with, different variations on each. I hope you enjoyed this. It was really fun to make and just be a little creative, but also keep it pretty simple and just think about just keeping it the way it is and just changing out a few things. You don't have to like redecorate every time the season changes or the holiday changes. That's kind of why I got the big dough bowl up on my sofa table, just so I could change that out easily. And then I keep, creating bigger and bigger arrangements in there, so I've kind of wanted to simplify things lately. So I did set that out on my console table and the other one on my bookshelf, and I'm gonna go put this on my mantle just because I haven't decorated for Easter yet, and I don't do St. Patrick's Day, so I'll just leave these out, just be something out. So there's a little bit of decor out, so it doesn't look so bare right now. Since I took everything down. Once again, thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.